We will have a short quiz in our next class about estimations, so let's do a little practice today. Let's first remind ourselves of the methods that we've been using. When we're adding or subtracting, we can estimate one of three ways. We can use rounding, we can use our front end with adjust, or we could use clustering. When we were multiplying, we found out that it was best to round each factor to the same place value. And then dividing had a different set of rules. You first round the divisor, and then you find a compatible dividend so that you can divide mentally. All of these methods help us to see if our answers are reasonable. Let's take a look at some problems. We want to find the sum or difference and state which method we use. Let's look at one at a time. You can look at this first set of addends and decide if you want to round them, if you want to use a front end with an adjust, or perhaps you will do a clustering. Well, looking at these numbers, they all appear to be close to 6. So in that case, I'll have 6, and there are 4 of them. 6 times 4. It's approximately equal to 24, and I chose clustering. What if you decided to round? If I rounded, I'd get 6 plus 6 plus 7 plus 6. And you'll see that my approximation there would be 25 when I was doing some rounding. Okay, on to our second problem. This is not a candidate for clustering for sure because the numbers are not near each other. So you have a choice of a front end with an adjust or a rounding. Choose your method and estimate. If we chose to estimate by rounding, we could round them all to the nearest whole number. So this would be 44 plus 11 plus 2. And we would go ahead and add, and that would be 55. That would be approximately equal to 57. And I used rounding. I could do a front end with an adjust. I'll save that for another example though. The last one is finding a difference, not a sum. And I'm still going to use one of my two methods, not a clustering, but certainly either a rounding or a front end. Well, we'll use rounding. Once again, we can round to the nearest whole number. And this will give us 58 minus 42. Much easier than to do the calculation here. And we'll see that we get approximately 16 when we round. Let's take a closer look at a front end with an adjust. If I wanted to use that method, I generally like to rewrite it in this method, but you don't have to. You could just sort of take the 5, the 7, and the 2. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take the 5, the 7, and the 2, and we're going to add those first. Okay, so that we have 14. We're now going to take these other numbers and round to the greatest place here. So this is going to be, and we're talking about money here. I didn't put a dollar sign on all of them, but this is all money. So we need 2 decimal places. So this is close to 30 cents. And this is close to 30 cents. And it appears like this one's close to 30 cents. 369, so that's another 90 cents. This is approximately equal to $14.90. Let's move on to estimating products. we're going to round to the same place value. So let's round to the nearest whole number here. And this will be 6 times 5, approximately equal to 30. We're going to round to the nearest whole number. This is 12 times 4, approximately equal to 48. And then we get to quotients. In quotients, we found out that we have to do two things. We'll start with rounding our divisor. The divisor is this second term here, what you're dividing by. 5 and 6/10 rounds to 6. I now think of my multiples of 6 until I get close to 41, a little above or a little below, and hopefully you thought 42. And this will be approximately equal to 7. In my next problem, I'm going to round my divisor, which will give me 4. I'll think of my multiples of 4 until I get close to either a little above or a little below. And this is approximately equal to 6. Last one, let's round our divisor, and that becomes 11. We'll find a number compatible. It's approximately equal to 6. So that's our review, and our assessment will be next class, and it'll be modeling something just like we did today.